Good day everyone. To this video, we will create organizational unit, namely DT Manufacturing. Under of DT Manufacturing are the departments, namely Human Resources, Finance Administration, MIS, Marketing, Engineering, Manufacturing, and Procurement. After you find the Active Directory users and computers, you can start creating organizational units. Right-click in DTI Solutions.local, then choose New and find Organizational Unit. So you enter name of your company, DT Manufacturing. Our example, DT Manufacturing, then automatically we created our organizational unit named DT Manufacturing. Under of DT Manufacturing are the human resources. So we need to create another same thing to finance and administration. Right click, then select new. Click next. Next will be, we will create the departments. Right click the DT Manufacturing, then select new, click organizational unit, then first department is the MIS, followed by marketing. Okay. Next will be engineering. Manufacturing. So these are the departments, and lastly will be the procurement. So we will have the departments, and next step is select human resources and right click select new user. So in this section, you need to input the name of the user. So first user is the HR manager. So after we created after we creating a user, the next step is right click the finance administration, then create a users. So again, in the human resources, we creating user, namely HR manager and HR staff. So in this section, the finance administration has two users, which are the finance manager and finance staff. Between the user must change password at the next log on, because in this log on is if we enter first the department pwede ta maka-change og password, unlike sa isa itong i-click na to ang change can kuan interchange is meaning permanent na to siyang password name giset every department. So here in MIS, right click then new users. So first is MIS manager. User will be the IT support, IT software support. So right click, new user, then the name of the user is IT software support. Next, password. So after the IT software support, next will be IT network tech support. Right click, new user, then enter name. So again, kani isa is first ni mga open is ma-change ni mga password, while kanang user can change password is automatically dili nimo siya automatically permanent na nimo na siya nga password. So next is right click MIS, dayon new user, then next user will be the IT hardware support. These are the users for MIS. Same thing sa MIS. Next is the marketing department. So right click the Name of the user is customer service. Next, for next will be the domestic sales. Again, this user is under of marketing department. Next, create a password for each users. Next will be the international sales. Payment. Sorry, electronics engineering. Under electronics engineering department will be the software engineering user. So next is the soft mechanical engineering. So after we create the mechanical engineering, next user will be the design. Right click, new user, then design. Next, again, need to create a password for the design user. So after the engineering department, next will be the manufacturing department or the fabrication, and next is assembly. After the fabrication, next user is assembly. Transfer. So, lastly, the production scheduling. already done the users for manufacturing department. Next is the procurement department. Right click new users. The first user is the purchasing. Select create a password for purchasing. Next is receiving and inspection. Create a password for receiving and inspection. Next. So after we created all users, we need to double check the names from the properties in HR Manager. Right click member. Right click. As you can see, to double check the names of each users. Okay, so in HR Manager, right click, then so in HR Manager, click the members of and select add. As you can see, you can select groups. So in the group policy, creators of groups, let each member create new group policy. However, those members can only edit or delete that they have created. The group policy creator owner's group also has no permission to link GPOs. So the container such as a domain or OU, the permissions still must be manually given to add a user or group. Simply open the group policy creator owner's group, and which is in the user containers of the domain, and add as required. To add other users and groups, click add and enter the user group name. There is some risk, and delegated user might create many GPOs. A better option might be to have administrators create the GPO specific for an OU. Then delegate the GPO administrators the ability to edit the GPO. So a domain user is one whose username and password are stored on a domain controller rather than the computer the user is logging into. When you log in as a domain user, the computer asks the domain controllers what privileges are assigned to you. domain user is a global group in the domain, and it can only contain users that are member of the same domain. The domain user group resides in by default all users created in the domain and automatically members of this group. So that's all, guys. Thank you and have a nice day everyone.